These are the AI tools that save me $1,000 a month. Not by spending more, but by simply replacing the work that I used to pay for. The stuff that used to mean hiring additional VAs. So now, with automations, I now handle it all by myself with AI in a fraction of the time. So today, I'm putting every AI tool that I've actually used to build different types of digital products on a tier list, from worst to best. Nobody on this list is paying me, and one of them is probably going to hate where I put them. So let's go. So before I rank anything, I'm gonna tell you what I'm judging on. Speed and output quality for different kinds of digital products. And the criteria that actually matters most here is how beginner-friendly the tools are. Because most of you are beginners and you're starting out from scratch, and a tool that needs a developer to run, it isn't useful to you yet. So every tool on this list has its pros and cons, and I'm ranking them for someone building different types of digital products or mini web apps without a technical background. And obviously an engineer would rank these completely differently from me. So the list goes from F at the bottom to S at the top. F means I tried it a few times and don't really use it. And S is for tools that would have to die before I stopped using them. So F tiers come down to one thing: tools that burn through tokens before you build anything. These aren't necessarily bad tools. Some of them help a complete beginner build something sophisticated. But if I have to spend a pile of credits just to get started, then it's not for me. The token math simply doesn't work when you're simply starting out. And the other F tier category is for SaaS apps that you simply don't need anymore. So for instance, a tool like Typeform used to be a no-brainer, but in 2026, Claude or any other AI tool can replace it at a fraction of the cost. So when you see an app promising to do a lot, be conscious of two things. Is there a cheaper AI alternative? And how many tokens or fee will it cost to actually get the job done? All right, so D tier is for ChatGPT. I know that it can be a little controversial, and I know a lot of people still use ChatGPT. And I still use it on my day-to-day, but the real problem with ChatGPT is that most people don't know how to prompt it correctly. So what ends up happening is that you get very generic output, and then you end up blaming the tool, when in reality, it was your prompt to begin with. And actually, the heavier work now can be done with Codex, which actually lands much higher up on my list. So ChatGPT is way more limited these days. And overall, ChatGPT has kind of very generic default features, and you really have to give it parameters in order to have good AI writing and a good output. So building a digital product means cutting down to the essentials, which is a different skill than ChatGPT optimizes for. So it's fine for customer service replies and first draft of a standard email, but for the actual brain work of building a mini web app or a digital product, I recommend something else. So D tier. So C tier for me is the Bolt and Replit. So both are really solid vibe coding tools that compete with Lovable for the build layer and the functionality. It's really good. But the reason I put them in the C land and not higher is because of the pricing and how many tokens you're gonna actually have to use before you build your mini web app. So there's a lot of friction there. And Lovable actually lets you build and publish a functional app on a free tier, and it's way more beginner friendly. So Bolt and Replit cost way more to get the same result. And Replit as well tends to lean more towards people who actually can read code. So for a beginner, you're paying more for an experience that is harder to use. I'm not saying they're not good tools, it's just not where I would point somebody if they're starting out. Tier B is Google Labs and Perplexity. So on the Google side, I lean on Google Labs more than the standard Gemini chat. Especially, I like tools like Stitch and Flow. Stitch is great for grabbing the overall branding of a website and including it within your app, and Flow is amazing for mockups. So the design capability is much stronger than anything else I've seen, and even Claude. So when I want to create something cool looking, I use Stitch and Flow. Or when I want to create mockups as well, that's what I'm going to use. And Perplexity is one of the tools that I use to scrape the web and get ideas, and also scrape for Reddit problems. And it also can help you scrape threads. So what I like to do is put all the top niches and ideas that I have and scrape for top complaints and top problems that people have. And that's how I'm able to find winning product ideas. The only catch is that it does burn tokens pretty fast. So the free version is only enough to do one search round. And then after that, you'll run out of token and you'll have to wait 24 hours. So that's the only catch. So now for A tier, for me, it's Lovable, Manus, and Codex. So Lovable is where I actually would build a product if you are more of a beginner. You simply paste the brief that you created with other AI models like Claude, and then you simply walk away with a tool that you can publish within just a few minutes, and you have a working app. Now, the output can be pretty basic, and the visuals do need a little bit of cleanup, but overall, the underlying logic and the way that it visualizes data, it's much stronger, in my opinion, to Claude, especially if you're a beginner. So if the overall design default was a little better, I would actually put it in the S tier. So Manus is also a very strong tool. You give it a task and it goes and does it for you. It does the research, it does a first draft, it actually builds it, it provides you with a launch sequence, like all of that with one simple prompt. But it can cost more, especially when you start building more complex products. So Manus is another really strong tool in my book. Codex is amazing for workflow automation. So it links your tools together. It links Google Sheets, Canva, Slack, your emails, and you can actually run an automated task with it. And it's actually what replaced ChatGPT. It actually uses less tokens than Claude, and it does a really good job with automations. Now, S tier, Claude, specifically Claude Sonnet 4.6 and Opus when I need it. So here's why nothing else is close to it for me. Claude will do the due diligence of asking you questions before it builds anything. So if your prompt is too generic, it's gonna let you know. It's gonna push back. And it actually tells me when something that I suggested is not gonna work. So this kind of friction is what actually saves me from building bad ideas. And this is why I love using Claude to brainstorm when I'm building my mini web apps. So Claude tends to default to less. So I ask Claude for specific feature specs, and Claude's gonna give me 3 features instead of 14. And it's gonna tell me exactly what to add or what not to add, and it's gonna have me pick from different options. And then once I've asked Claude to build a prompt for me that I can go ahead and paste directly on Lovable, which is I recommend what you do when you are a beginner. The prompts are structured in a way that Lovable will be able to do a first build. And you can have a project done within just a few hours. And then as well, Claude does an incredible job with writing copy, especially you have to make sure that you give it the right specs. But it does an amazing job with customer-facing copy in your actual voice if you actually upload examples of your brain and how you write, right? So creating a second brain is key here. And also giving it some guardrails so it sounds human and sounds like your actual voice. So Claude, if you know how to prompt it, can actually sound like the person writing the prompt if you upload enough examples. And the second feature as well that I love, and this is a reason why it's on the S tier, is the Cowork mode. So Claude can actually access all your files on your desktop. You can give it a task and it's gonna do it. So you can literally batch a month worth of social media content in one sitting. It also can help you organize your product folders. It can also help you prep your launch assets, leveraging Canva while you're on calls. So for anyone who's building a one-person digital product or mini web app business, this is the closest thing to having a virtual assistant that doesn't need explaining twice. And then finally, we have Claude Code. So this is a part that actually builds the workflow and can also help you vibe code apps. So yes, you can use Claude Code to vibe code mini web apps. It does a great job, but the negative is that you will have to take that index file that it's creating for you or those files and upload it to a server. Now, it does become a little bit more technical, but when you are wanting apps that are a little bit more complex, I do recommend leveraging Claude, but this is for somebody who is a little bit more tech savvy. Now, if you're looking to build and ship an app as quickly as possible, what I love to do is use Claude Chat to brainstorm and also create my Lovable prompt. And then I'll go to Lovable, and between meetings, I'll have an app ready to go. So just to be completely transparent here, Claude is more expensive. Like, I have the heavier subscription, which runs at $200 a month. And I totally understand if that can be out of reach right now for some of you guys. So this is why I would recommend that you use Codex instead, because it's much cheaper. And it's a good alternative with a plan that's only $20 a month. Claude is my top pick because the strategy is uncomparable and I can also create my own skills. I've been really loving Claude, but you don't have to start here if you just don't have the budget for it right now. And especially if you're not technical, Codex is much easier to understand than Claude. Inside my AI Profit Lab, I actually show you exactly which are my favorite AI models to use and how to build apps easily, even if you never coded anything and you don't have a technical background. And I also give you the exact prompts that I use to create these mini web apps. Link is in the description if you're interested in learning more. So if you're starting today and you can only afford one subscription, get Codex for $20 a month. That single subscription replaces most of the writing, the research, the strategy, and the structural work. And if you can afford two, I would add Claude to the mix. Claude does have a $20 subscription as well. And you can simply upgrade once you start getting daily sales. Perplexity for me comes third if you have another $20 to spend. It's not super necessary, but it does help speed things up when you're trying to find different niches to launch your mini web apps. So it helps you with research. So everything else can wait. All the other apps, they're not as important in my book. They're all fine for what they do, but none of them really unlock what is necessary for you to build your first digital mini web app. So if you want my full stack with each of the prompts that I use for each of these different AI models, it's all inside my AI Profit Lab membership. Link is in the description. And I update the library every time I see a shift in the AI world. So you always have the most current playbook. And drop a comment with the tool you think I rated wrong. I'll defend my tier list in the comments. And if you make a real case, I might re-rank in the follow-up video. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.